Rocky 2! Hey, we're live!
What's a Rocky 2? They made another one?
Yeah.
Really? A sequel?
Yeah.
The movie didn't really need a sequel. Oh yeah, they made like 7.
We're gonna record us talking about Rocky 2 because the best Rocky is not Rocky 2. But the most okay Rocky is Rocky 2. Because Rocky 2 is not... It's not amazing. It's not no Rocky 5 or 4. It's not insulting. It's not Rocky 5 or 4.
Hey, 4 is not insulting. I wouldn't use that word.
No, but I feel like they're both amazing and insulting.
5 is insulting.
Yeah, 5 is
Is
insulting. Okay.
just insulting.
It's good. It's a good movie, alright? It's just that...
Yeah. It just takes too much from the original, I think.
It takes a lot from the original.
It takes a lot.
But it's like
it
has its own idea. It has its own
like The Force
ideas.
Awakens, but if they made The Force Awakens directly after New Hope.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get into director.
Yes, this was directed by Sylvester Stallone instead of Avildsen, or whatever.
Everybody knows the bullet strategy meme, right? It's I don't know what it's really from, but the guy in the basketball thing going, "That's a bold strategy." That's what that was. Them letting Sylvester Stallone take over this movie was a bold strategy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they thought because maybe the other guy, I don't know the details, but for some reason he doesn't pop up, and they're like, "Hey, Rocky Stallone has written the last movie, so he can direct too,"
which is surprising. Yeah, we did mention that he did write it.
He did a decent job with this movie though.
Yeah, he did.
As far as directing, I mean, it's not like a 4 out of 4 Roger Ebert. Who knows what he gave this one? It's not a 7 out of 7 or whatever. I made my stupid scale. You remember that?
I remember that. But it's
good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I feel like we shouldn't go over the cast, but we have to.
No, everyone returns.
No, but
the end.
Sylvester Stallone is Rocky, Talia Shire is Adrian, Burt Young is Paulie Waite, Carl Weathers is Apollo Creed, Burgess Meredith.
I don't know Burgess.
Mickey Burgess. But Tony Burton wasn't the last film, but he has a bigger role this time.
Tony Burton.
Duke.
Yeah, Duke.
Which in this is just credited as Apollo's trainer, because Duke is in every movie, but.
Yeah, you guys don't know who Duke is? He's he's the black coach that pops up in all of the movies, but is never. He's just
never really given a name. He's even in
no one talks
Balboa.
About yeah, he's in all of them, but no one cares about him.
Yeah,
because America.
Well, Gazzo's
racist.
I don't remember Gazzo being in this movie.
Who's Gazzo? Oh, his thug.
Boss.
Yeah, did he hey, you want to join me?
I think that's what.
Do something like that.
I think he said, "Don't forget about your roots" or something like that. You're the dirty street rat.
Yeah,
that's probably what he said.
Something like that. He's got fame. He's not exactly rich, but he's got fame.
Yeah, he has fame because, he's. I guess it got worldwide famous, right?
Yeah, his match against Apollo Creed,
and then.
He didn't win.
He didn't win, but he did a great job.
Went 15 rounds
with the best heavyweight boxer in the world and kept on getting up.
When has boxing ever been 15 rounds long?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
it's a 12.
All the Rocky movies, they're 15 rounds.
I know, but not Creed. Not Creed.
Not Creed. Yeah. But I've never heard.
Just don't even look it up.
I won't.
It's funny because he's holding his phone and looking it up right now.
I'll turn it off. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Where do you want to start with this movie?
Let's start at the beginning, right? It starts off with something that...
every movie does.
All the Rocky movies do this, right? All the Rocky sequels do this. They start with a flashback to his last boxing fight at the end of the previous movie. And they play, a shorter version, obviously, but these things get honestly pretty long.
Well, the thing is, this is the only movie I think we can excuse it for.
Yeah, it's passable.
But it's probably the longest because, alright, it does like this whole, they're fighting, but then it cuts to them just actually, like the actual last movie, like the last 5 minutes, and all that shit happens.
Yeah, it plays the, like ending of the first movie, and it goes immediately after the first movie ends.
Yeah. Immediately.
Like the hospital room after the fight.
Yeah. Well, they're being wheeled around at first, I think, right?
Something like that.
And Apollo's like, I'll get you next time. And he's saying, you got lucky.
Yeah.
Because he actually didn't expect Rocky to take 15 rounds, and he's really mad. But it's really good. And Rocky like leans into Apollo's room, one of my favorite parts, and he asks him, did you give me all you had? Or did you give me it all or whatever? And Apollo's like, yeah. So, like, they're not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Fighters. But he wanted to treat this movie as if it were the same movie as one. No, it's not as good.
It's a lot like it. It's so much like it.
But it's a lot like it. But there's a lot of new stuff happening. It's not the same plot.
Yeah. Different plot. Okay, history facts, right? For decades, from the 1920s to the 1980s, world championship matches in professional boxing were scheduled for 15 rounds. But that changed after November 13, 1982 WBA lightweight title bout ended with the death of a boxer.
Oh, so they changed it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He died in the 14th round.
Yeah, but can't they go 13 rounds now? I swear. I thought they could go 13 rounds, like...
Maybe, but...
Whatever, Jesse. Stop looking it up.
It's history facts.
Anyways, so Rocky like gets onto the streets. People are interviewing him. He's getting a lot of crap and a lot of praise for the fight. And he's with Adrian, and he's walking, and he's like, "Will you marry me?" And she's like, "Duh."
Wait, doesn't he do the advertisement first before marrying her?
I don't think so. No,
I think he does. Probably not.
I don't think so.
Who cares?
Anyways, so he really. Then it cuts to him, and he is blowing money.
Oh yeah, Rocky doesn't know what to do with money.
He's never had money in his life.
He's been poor.
Like as poor as it gets. Like besides being homeless, pretty much homeless. Mm-hmm. So he has no idea what to do with money.
He doesn't even have the basic like knowledge or education about like.
He probably doesn't even know.
Doesn't know about the concept of saving money. Like,
he probably doesn't know how much money he has, to be honest. He just knows he's got like.
That's true.
He probably knows he has 150,000. He probably doesn't know how much that is, but irrelevant. But he fucking buys like.
Well, he buys a house.
He buys a house.
Buys a house and a nice car and
he walks
things
in
and clothes. So that's more than 150,000.
Yeah,
that's definitely.
But here's the thing. I
don't remember what they said.
All he really wants to do with the money is make Adrian happy. So the first time when he walks into the house, he doesn't even look up. Like he just walks in and basically buys it. Yeah. He doesn't even look inside. And Adrian's like, "What you doing?" And Rocky's like,
Dude. Yeah, he says something, and she's like, "Okay."
Yeah, whatever. She was concerned. It was some pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Some juicy stuff. Juicy.
All right.
Anyways, he buys a car that he can barely afford, I guess, like a brand new Firebird, I think it was. Does he buy a motorcycle? No, he doesn't buy a motorcycle. No, he doesn't. No.
I think he said he, like, fell off one or something. I think he actually...
He has one in the third one. He's riding it around in the third one.
Oh, really?
After Mick dies.
Oh.
Yeah. He rides up to the statue, and he's like...
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about the third movie. I was thinking about...
I know. Okay. Well, anyways. Spoiler. All these are filled with spoilers if you didn't watch the first one. Okay, so he doesn't have very much money anymore after he blew all his money and he's wanting to get big. So he goes and does some commercials, right?
Attempts to do a commercial.
To do a commercial, and he's like, but he can't read.
Yeah, he can't like read the lines like either at all. They're not fast enough or something. I think it's just a speed thing, really, like fluency. And just reading it slow, and he's not acting well. Like he can't really like deliver them. And then they're like, Rocky, what's the problem?
And then there's this cartoonish like TV executive there.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I make movies and shit. And
this is the introduction to the cartoony characters.
Yeah, first cartoony character of the series.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's bad.
Oh man, goes pretty bad. Yeah, I mean,
now that's probably Sylvester Stallone's directing. That's what it shows.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things that you could see.
Yeah, the decline in the directing.
Because as you know, it was directed by another person. The last film. So.
I said that at the beginning of the video.
Did you?
Yeah. He fails to make money, and then he's like, I need a job, and then he like goes around like trying to get like white collar jobs,
like he goes to an office, and he's
offices. Hey, hi.
Hey, and he's like, you can't even read, and he's like,
Yeah, that's what happens. And
that's all Rocky has to say is hey and
yeah.
And Adrian.
And then he works at the
meat shop.
The meat something storage, whatever, that Paulie used to work at.
Oh, Adrian's pregnant.
Adrian's pregnant, trying to support her, and then he gets laid off, and she's like,
and he wants and
she gets a job.
After he gets laid off, Apollo Creed is like, I'm calling you out. You can't beat me a second time. Because Apollo Creed's got a lot of pride, right?
Yeah, and he
gets
really
like, mad.
Mail. He got a lot of hate mail
for losing, not losing, but for going 15 rounds. But he was mad at himself. He was mad at himself. This is the best arc of the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah,
where he's mad at himself and he's like deeply invested in winning this time.
2 is kind of just like, kind of his movie, I guess. But
yeah,
that's just because he still plays a side character role, but he's just better.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the conflict with his family, and, like,
slightly.
They're like, why are you obsessed?
But you can see the conflict inside himself.
Yeah.
So he's calling out Rocky a second time. And, by the way, while Rocky's trying to get all these white collar and blue collar, not blue collar, he's going for the white collar. Jobs, everybody keeps on telling him, why don't you go back to fighting? That's what you're good at. And he was like, I don't want to fight. Which he really, you can see,
because
he's sincere about not wanting to fight.
One of the reasons is because, like the doctor warned him he might have a detached retina.
Yeah, I forgot it.
And so it was like a safety thing, so that's why...
Because he got his eye cut in the
was
first movie.
Confused.
He got
not confused, but worried about him fighting.
Yeah.
And so that goes on for a while, until he just like... until he gets to a point where he's like... He asks Mickey if he can, like, train him, and Mickey like, wasn't feeling it, and he...
Well, he tests his vision.
Yeah.
Mickey tests his vision, and Rocky, like, does a poor job, and basically saying he can't fight.
Yeah, and so he just, like, works as an assistant trainer for Mickey. It's, like, helping out.
After he gets fired from the meat place.
Yeah.
But anyways... Mickey won't let him fight, and Apollo Creed calls him out on TV, and he doesn't even want to fight, but Mickey comes back, and he's like, this bum. They use bum so much in Rocky. They call each other bums so much.
They say bum a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently it's like the worst thing you can call somebody. Anyways, he's like, this bum is, he's gotta go down, running his mouth, and
I think that's just like, because it's PG. Like, these movies are all PG, if I'm... correct.
Well, I think bum was an actual insult.
Who knows?
But who knows?
Those are like dinosaur days.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways, yeah, they actually want to fight, but Adrian's all prego, and she's
keep going.
And she's like, no, don't fight. While she's working at the pet shop. So while Rocky is training to fight, Adrian is working, and this is where it really picks up, I guess. Because Adrian has like, what are you doing, Jesse? So, we just took a long break.
No, not very long.
That was like 10 minutes.
No, 2.
It's like 10 minutes. Anyways, this is going to feel really inconsistent, so where we at? Talking about Adrian.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant, and Rocky's training, and she has, like, this freaking... I don't even know what it is. She just, like, passes out.
She gives birth. She gives birth and then goes in coma.
Well, she gives birth 1 month early, premature baby, goes into coma. Rocky gets called down there. He's like, "Oh, the baby," and then he decides not to look at the baby until like Adrian's awake.
Yeah.
And he just sits by Adrian's side for like ever. Just summarizing the movie is what we're doing basically, and then.
I mean, like, all the stuff Rocky does in this movie is like completely believable. I think he like nailed the character
and what the character would do.
Yeah, what the character
in the situation.
Like, definitely, I think he understands that. Maybe not too much
directing.
Too much else. Yeah, like I mean, so
just trying to finish your words.
So we talked about him getting back into fighting. He finally gets convinced. We get a nice big long,
and then like Adrian wakes up, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, "I want you to do one thing, win."
Yeah.
And then
he doesn't fight without her permission. Always wait for consent. And then he goes on to training with Mick. And Mick refuses to, like, let him train until they see, like, Apollo give him,
we already
like...
talked about that.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it finally gets into it, and we get, like, a training montage, very similar to the last one.
But this is when it starts, alright?
A little bit more hardcore.
This is when the training montages really start.
Yeah, this is when, like, they become, like, a series staple, although probably from the first one, because, like, it was such an infamous moment.
They, like, mean the less, because the first training montage wasn't as intense.
This is, like...
This one's, like...
full out.
A training montage.
They even put in the scene where he runs up to that one spot with that statue.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia.
And he, like... But people are chasing him.
Yeah, but... And then he has all these, like, kids and people, like, run with him.
He's, like, holding up his hands, and it's like...
Yeah, all the kids following him.
Like, stuff like that. That wasn't in the first one.
Well, obviously not. But it just, like... It did not sit... Like, very... It came off cheesy. It was cheesy, corny, hammy, whatever the words... Whatever different food-related to words you can come up with. The kids... They had, like, kids keeping up with him for, like... Maybe he, like...
Then multiple edits of people running with him.
Yeah. It was just kind of like, I don't buy it. But...
Yeah, you don't... Yeah, that's probably the worst part about the movie, right there.
Yeah.
You want to say it?
Yeah.
Worst part about the movie.
There's even an argument with Mick, I think it's earlier on, about boxing, and it just reminded me too much of the, like, amazing one in the first one, and this one's just not as good.
Oh, okay.
So that was, like, another thing I recognized that it took from the first one.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It just, like...
Well, here's the thing, alright? Here's the thing. Now Rocky knows he can go the distance with Apollo Creed. He actually has to beat him in this one. Which, in the other Rocky movies after this, it turns into, like, him coming up with some stupid ways to beat his opponents. I mean, realistic, but still, like, all he has to do is do this and he'll win. In this one, I guess it's the most believable, because what it is, he's a southpaw, and he, what's it called when using normal,
Orthodox?
Yeah, orthodox. He switches from orthodox to southpaw to beat Apollo, and that's like the plan of the movie.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the only other one. See, Rocky 2 like sets up this formula that they follow through Rocky 4. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
And Rocky 2 is the only one that gets away with it.
Yeah, it gets it right. It gets it pretty good. It, like... Yeah.
Yeah.
The fight was good. The fight was one of the better parts of the movie.
Yeah.
It was a really good fight.
Him and Apollo are just beating the shit out of each other. That's what the fight is. Like really, like he switches up to southpaw and beats them eventually, but they're just nailing each other.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little frustrating just because of his style, like how much he gets hit. It bugs me because especially like earlier on in the rounds, you know, you can like raise your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, try that.
Let's be honest.
Just
what the hell happened there?
Block.
You've been thinking that in every single Rocky movie.
Yeah, like Mickey just like he kind of doesn't care about him. He's like, "Oh, I care about your health," but he never tells him to raise his hands
ever.
Just like
ever.
Maybe that's the way Mickey fought.
I don't know. None of his opponents raised their freaking hands besides Apollo.
Yeah, that's true. It's all just like it teaches you that besides Apollo, all boxers are just brawlers.
Yeah,
and they just like nail each other, and that's what boxing is.
That's the funny thing about Rocky 2 is that Apollo Creed is actually like a much better fighter than Rocky.
Yeah.
So how the hell did Rocky win?
Because orthodox, and I guess
that's the reason.
Just like he takes more hits. He's strong. He's pretty big,
and he's a good fighter.
Was it this one or the first one where I said he was the biggest? I think it was the first one where I thought he looked bigger than he does now. I could be having like illusions or
I'm pretty sure
like
that's
dementia or something, but I think that is, to me, what it looked like, and it was a good fight, and it was like yay.
Yeah.
And it ended.
Wait.
It used practically the same musical score.
With the main theme being Getting Stronger, I believe the song is called.
Who knows what it's called? But
no, that's actually I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you looked it up?
No, but I'm pretty sure.
See, you can't say that. You can't. It could be like Rocky theme song. Could be the title.
I'm pretty sure it's Getting Stronger. Whatever.
No, let's debate this for like an hour longer. We could just go. We could go at it without even looking it up. But yeah, it kind of just like repeats the soundtrack. Maybe the very first song was different and wasn't in the first one or something, but like I thought that just like added to the experience of like of just like it being like way too much like the first, like The Force Awakens.
Yeah. We do so much crap off because there's no camera, obviously.
Yeah.
We do so much crap that you guys can't see. That's why we're always laughing.
Probably for the better.
You guys, it's like one person's gonna watch this.
Mrs. Vestal, hey. How you doing? Rocky 2. Okay. Closing notes.
Oh, Apollo is the best part about this. Is internal battle.
Apollo
to
internal
beat Rocky when he's like, I won, but I didn't beat him. And then here's the thing. Actually, before we get onto this, Duke, his manager, keeps on telling Apollo not to fight. He's like, don't do this. You're going to lose. Or he doesn't tell him you're going to lose, but Duke believes it. You can tell. He's still telling Apollo it's too much of a risk.
Huh.
That's how much,
That's weird. You wouldn't think so because he won the last one.
Yeah, but how much of a beating he took.
Yeah.
And how he barely won. Oh, and the very ending of the fight, it's like they're both falling. Like they beat the shit out of each other and they're both falling in slow motion.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, oh, no, they got back up. They don't do the
Rocky gets back up.
Yeah, Rocky gets up. That's what I meant.
Apollo's almost up.
But. Yeah, but nope. Does not get up.
And he's like, yo, Adrian! He yells that again.
Yeah, it was still a close one in this fight, too.
Yeah.
Still really close.
Yeah.
So it's
they
like...
both barely won.
Yeah. But, 2 out of 2... I mean, no, actually, no. It's a 1-1. But... we'll get to that later. For now, yeah, Rocky 2...
Ding.
Ding, ding. Rocky 2...
Thumbs up for me.
Should people watch this movie? Is it worth it?
If you watch the first one and you like the first one...
it's a short movie. It's like
it's
an hour
a hella
40
short
minutes.
movie.
It's a short movie, The first one was short. This one might be shorter, maybe. And although it's not directed as well, it does give you more on
Rocky
Apollo
World.
And Rocky has like characters and stuff.
If you thought Apollo was too weak of an nemesis, or just that person just there,
or like you didn't think there was enough to his character, which I don't think. I think he was great.
If you didn't think that, then Rocky 2 is gonna blow your socks off.
I don't know. If you want the same experience as Rocky 1, then no. Sorry, but this is where the whole Rocky... none of the Rocky series is like the first one.
No.
Except for... Balboa has a lot of similarities, but
it's
that
not
is later. That is later. Don't say anything else, alright?
Okay.
You want like an intense drama, like the first one, then no. If you like boxing, yes. And decent characters, and you want to
Just
continue with this series.
A good time.
Yeah. Good time, no alcohol required.
As Jeremy Johns put it, a good time, no alcohol required. You heard it here first. I'm going to end with it. And every single one of them.
But it always helps.